This is News 6 Tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of News is 6 Tonight. We hope this is your new and favorite streaming destination, 9 o'clock weeknights here on News 6 and clickorlando.com, and of course, YouTube. We're so happy that you're ending the week with us. It has been quite a week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm Ginger Gadsden. Normally, I'm alongside my co-host, Matt Austin. Matt has tonight off, but I am happy to tell you that Mike Valenti has agreed to join us this evening to talk about a couple of things going on. And Mike, you're one of our community correspondents, and we love having you here because you have such a breadth of knowledge of the community you're covering, and we are excited that you're here. I can't believe that you've only been here since January.
Isn't that wild?
I had to look it up.
Every month sometimes feels like a year.
Exactly.
Every day feels like a year.
And lately,
yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
in the second half of the show, we're going to delve a little deeper into your responsibilities and what you do as a community correspondent here covering Orange County. That's you. That's you. And beyond Orange County, quite frankly, we're going to talk about some of the other stories that you've been a part of, because there have been a lot of big stories that you've covered in the short amount of time that you have been here. And with that being said, we're going to get right to it, to today's big story.
Oh, yeah.
It has been the talk of the town for a few days, and I'm talking about the back and forth between Orange County's mayor and our state attorney general, James Othmeyer.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. It seems fitting that my debut coincides with the story today, because this has been a doozy. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure. You don't know where to start.
Yeah.
We'll start with the latest developments, which is that Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings, who's been in the news quite a bit, especially this week, he signed a modified ICE agreement. As we know, Orange County has an agreement with ICE. They cooperate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, but there was a modified ICE agreement that the feds wanted the county to sign. Demings, he was adamant, I'm not signing this, because basically what it would do is it would authorize corrections personnel it would deputize them to transport undocumented immigrants in the Orange County jail, take them to ICE-approved facilities like Alligator Alcatraz. Demings, commissioners, other county officials are saying our resources are strained as they are already.
Yeah.
And, we can't do this. And also, we don't think that this is covered by the state law that mandates the 287.
And we've been calling this the addendum, just so people at home can follow along. We've been calling it the addendum, and the Orange County Mayor, Jerry Demings, saying that he was not going to sign it. And when you talked to him yesterday, he was pretty terse in what he was saying. And there was some back and forth with the Attorney General.
Yeah, and if we go back 2 days from now, this is, Friday? It's Wednesday, when, a day after he gets this letter from Attorney General James Othmeyer, which basically puts the county, including the mayor, on notice saying you got to sign this agreement or else face the civil and criminal penalties, and you could be removed from office. The mayor was standing firm. He says, I'm not going to sign it. And he went so far as to basically go after Othmeyer himself. He, attacked his age. Othmeyer's 37, as we know. Attorney General attacked his, perceived lack of experience. He even said, I've been on the streets longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
Othmeyer then came back and said, I heard the mayor had some disparaging
Yeah.
comments about me, but you got to follow the law.
Yeah, and as far as the mayor is concerned, that was pretty spicy language for him. And today he started off, fast forward to today, and he signed it,
Yes.
right? And so we're like, what happened? Something happened. And he started that news conference today pretty spicy as well. And I think he said something like, yeah, I signed the damn thing.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, he knew, we all knew why we were there. We were told that, he signed the addendum. So he started out basically, yeah, I signed it. And he says, yeah, I signed the damn thing.
Okay.
So you could tell he's still worked up about this. But the reason he signed it, he said, is because of the potential legal repercussions, those civil and criminal penalties
Sure.
we're talking about, and the possible suspension from office at the hands of the governor.
Okay, so he had a news conference today. Let's listen to a little bit of what happened and an exchange you had with him.
It played a factor into my decision. Also, it's a timing thing because I had our county attorney researching the law and the consequences, perhaps, of our failure to not sign it.
Did you have any understanding or intel to suggest that the purpose of this press conference that the governor held this morning was to announce your removal as well as the commissioner's removal?
I don't have any direct knowledge of that, but I do have relationships with many people. And I'll leave it at that.
And you thought maybe he was going to do
I'll
that
leave
this
it at
morning?
You were really trying to get him to answer that question, and you're talking. The governor, Ron DeSantis, had a news conference in town today, and we think that he was going to say something about what the mayor was doing.
So again, we don't know.
Yeah.
Again, the mayor being kind of coy there, not answering
Sure.
directly. But again, the timing is interesting. I think it's worth making note of because we hear that the governor, James Uthmeyer, FHP officials, the agriculture commissioner, they're all having this press conference. We know it's about immigration.
In
but we don't-
Orlando.
In Orlando, but we don't know what's happening in Orlando. This back and forth, contentious couple days between the mayor and the attorney general. They never, and 20 minutes before the press conference, I should note, is when we learned about Demings signing the addendum. 20 minutes fast forward, that they have the press conference.
Yeah.
They never mention anything about the mayor until Governor DeSantis is asked about him signing. He says, well, I'm glad it worked out.
Well, that is so interesting. It really has been a day. Today has been like a week long of things just resolving itself. And it's still not the end of the story. So I know you will continue to follow that and stay on top of it because you've done such great work on it already.
And I should mention that this addendum still needs to be ratified next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday's commission meeting, so it's definitely not over.
I think that's going to be one of the most well-attended commission meetings we've seen in quite some time. And just to say one other thing that the mayor pointed out, he also said he signed it because he did not want to be removed from office, and he didn't want his 6 commissioners removed from office either because he said then the governor could put in anybody he wanted to, and they've already worked so hard on so many different things, so he had no idea. I think he called them minions. He didn't want the governor's minions being in town doing whatever they want to do, not understanding what's really going on.
And that
So-
kind of goes, dovetails with another story, the Doge letter, but we can
Oh
save
my
that for
gosh!
another day.
Listen, I don't know how you keep up with all of this stuff. Okay, so moving on, and we'll talk about more of your duties as a community correspondent in just a moment. But I want to talk about another story that has been so sad earlier this week. It happened last week, I believe. It was a baby, a 1-week-old, was dropped off in someone's driveway at 7:20 in the morning. This was on Lido Drive in Orlando, and no one knew where the baby's parents were located or anything like that. And it's a story that it's heartbreaking, and it was on one of the hottest days here in Orlando. And thank goodness someone found the child, and the baby's okay, we're told. But today they located the baby's mom. And this is her right there. That's her mugshot. And we're not trying to shame anybody. She's 19 years old, and they're saying that there is no, her name is Angelica Bautista, and she is now charged with child neglect. And she was taken to the Orange County Jail. And they're saying that there's no mention of the dad possibly knowing that this is where the child ended up. And we were trying to ask more questions about her and her background, and it says that because of federal law, they can't release information related to ICE inmates.
Yeah.
So
the implication being that there's an ICE detainer on
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
So the good news is the baby's okay, and maybe we'll get some answers. But, you know, if she's familiar with how things work here in Orlando, she would have known she could have dropped that child off somewhere safe.
Yeah, you're talking about the safe haven law, which
Yeah.
you and Matt talked about this when we first learned of this story. A story that captured a lot of attention for obvious reasons. You
Yeah.
hear about a baby in danger or a baby at risk, and people want to know what happened to that baby. Thankfully, as you mentioned, the infant is okay.
Yeah. So we'll keep following that story and see what happens if the dad does come forward or where that baby ends up. All right, we're going to lighten things up a little bit because we're talking about the kids don't like it this time of year because summer is winding down. Did you have any back to school stuff that you really wanted, like you had to have?
So when you asked me this before, just briefly, my mind immediately went to the wheelie backpack. That was a big thing. It was a big thing until it wasn't. And yeah, I'm getting some looks in the newsroom. The wheelie backpack, I think, was, cool. And I don't want to be the arbiter of what's cool.
We're not
and what's
here to judge. No.
But I remember there was an inflection point, I think, in middle school where I do remember my mom being like, I don't think you should bring the wheelie backpack in anymore. So
Son, we have to have a
my
talk.
mind went. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, we're from different generations because mine was the Trapper Keeper.
Okay.
You're like, what is that?
Yeah. Could I fit it in the wheelie backpack?
It could fit. It's about the only thing you could get in the wheelie backpack because it was so big. Okay, but we're talking about back to school because today, August 1st, starts the back to school sales tax holiday. That means things that you buy for your kids in need for school will be tax free. Our community correspondent Mark Lehman did a little talking with some parents and breaks down how much it's actually going to cost to send your kids back to school.
Starting today, you don't have to pay sales tax on certain school supplies, clothing, and computers, and the savings can add up. According to the National Retail Federation, families will spend an average of $140 per child on basic school supplies this year. When you factor in clothes and electronics, that brings the total to around $890.
I didn't realize it would be that high. But maybe it is, and just because it's not one big purchase, that it doesn't seem like as much as it is.
Some parents didn't want to wait and already got their shopping out of the way.
So for me, it was just a no-brainer.
Super easy, right?
Super easy. They got delivered to the house.
Johanna Escribano says she was able to make up the difference through online sales, but she may also take advantage of the month-long tax break.
Extending it 3 more weeks, I could definitely see that maybe I'll peek into a store here and there, within the month if I had that.
Yeah, so that's a big savings for a lot of parents and teachers out there because teachers, as we know, often dig into their own pockets to make sure the kids have school supplies and, they don't feel other than they make sure that they have the right supplies.
And if you go to our website, clickorlando.com, you can see a list of the items, which is the supplies. We're talking about clothing that's $100 or less, shoes, wallets, for high schoolers, handbags, wheelie backpacks, $100 or less. But it's a whole slew of items, and you heard parents there that love to take advantage of it.
Of
from
course.
the 1st of August to the end of the month.
It's such a big savings, too, because when you talk about, kids now, they have to have their tablets. Yeah. And that wasn't a thing. You were telling me if you brought your computer to school, you got in trouble.
Yeah, it makes me feel old thinking about that tablets are like the norm now.
Yeah. I did my work on stone. It was like back in caveman times. But, when you think about and some people, you don't just have one child. You have, multiple kids sometimes. And to think that you're spending almost $900 on average on each child, that is a load of cash. So thank goodness we have that, and it's been extended this year. So a lot of parents and a lot of teachers are thankful for that.
Good news for them.
All right, we still have a lot more to come on News 6 tonight. We're going to delve a little bit deeper into Mike Valenti's past. I have a question I have been dying to ask him. I cannot wait. So stay with us. We'll talk on the other side of the break.
Oh, man.
All right, welcome back to News 6 Tonight, everyone. We have the pleasure of having Mike Valenti here, our Orange County community correspondent here at News 6, co-hosting tonight because Matt is off. So thank you for being here and jumping right into the big story of today, which you've been covering all week long. It has been quite a story. We want you to or the people who are out there who aren't familiar with you, Mike. You've been here since January and you've covered some of the biggest stories here, not just in Orange County, but all over the place, right? So we're just looking at some of your handiwork right here as you do stand-ups from community to community. And I just am curious as to what you think about being a community correspondent, because a lot of your stories, most of your stories end up being where you actually live.
Yeah, we were just talking. I live literally 3 minutes from the station. It's so convenient. You know, I like being close to the station because if there's breaking news like there was today, I could just, and I'm invested in the news, and I want to dig further. So I don't mind hopping in the car and driving, and it helps that it's only 3-5 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I think all of us share the same feeling about the significance of living in the place you report. Because even when you're off, it's important to have downtime and personal time, but you're still meeting people. You're getting ideas when you're not even actively looking for it. Sometimes you're meeting interesting people at a restaurant, a bar, you know, your apartment complex pool.
Yeah.
And people are talking to you about their lives. And sometimes you're like, you're not even looking for a story. And you're like, you know what, that might be something that our viewers are interested in. And I think at the end of the day, when people feel seen and they feel heard, it's rewarding for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I feel like you can do a deeper dive into the stories in your community because people now have gained a trust for you. If they see you at the pool, it's like, oh, he lives here. And sometimes people are shocked, oh, this is my Publix too. And they see you at the store and I'm like, where did you think I shopped? What do you think I
we
do?
don't just, drop in and drop out. Like
Yeah.
we were talking before, I've only been here about 6 months.
Oh my gosh,
so
you got here January 13th.
Yeah, so I'm actively, immersing myself in the community, not only as a reporter, but as someone who's new to living in Florida.
Yeah.
So I think the two go hand in hand. In my experience being in other markets, it's helped really staying local on the weekends and going to local coffee shops and figuring out, what people are talking about. That informs your view of a new market, a new city, and also informs your reporting.
Does it also help you because you know the community because you live there, and so when there's something happening, you have a vested interest in making sure that, hey, you always want to get the story right, but it has a particular meaning now because this is my neighborhood. These are my neighbors.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you definitely don't want to get something wrong and then hang your head in public,
not
at
even,
the Publix.
Yeah,
but
not even
no,
wrong,
I know what you
but,
mean. Yeah, no, I think that what we do is we want to serve the people who watch us, and we don't want to let them down. And I think we have a responsibility to disseminate the news in an accurate but also compelling way.
Yeah.
So people trust us.
And I
we
have
wanna
to
tell
say,
our story.
and this isn't just because you're sitting in front of me. We talk behind your back about what a great job you
Behind
do
my back.
all the time, man, because you're never here. You're always out.
Yeah.
And so most of your stories involve some sort of. You've got paperwork you have to go through. There are letters you have to dissect and make sure that you're saying the right thing and you have the right information. It's like a mini investigation almost every single day.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that montage that you showed, I think, encapsulates kind of my life as a community correspondent in Orlando. Like, I am not used to being here under these lights with this IFB that I keep fiddling with.
You're not sweating.
So I'm out in the field, and that's where you get a lot of your reporting. And the good thing is that, anchors, too, go out in the field and they report.
Sure.
I forgot your question.
No, that's okay. You already answered it, but now I have a question for you.
Oh, boy. Okay,
Phil,
here's the big one.
Do you have that piece? Okay, I just want to ask you a question because I've gotten emails about it. I just want to show the video first.
Oh, man.
I want to show it first.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is Lake County.
Okay. This is
We are waiting for the wife of the former sheriff to be released from jail.
Robin Severance Lopez.
And there's the moment right there.
Okay.
All right, did you push that man?
Okay, this is
Let's slow. Oh, he slowed it down.
This is wild that you asked this because I actually just ran into, there's no joke, I ran into that photographer the other day. I think in Osceola County.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, all the stations, we all get along
That's a
out
big,
in the field.
yeah.
So I was like, hey, people are at my station think I pushed you. He goes, I've heard the same thing. And he's like, I watched it back. I don't think you did. And I was like, no, it really looks like I pushed you. It really looks like I don't think I did, but
Well,
it
I just
really
want it
looks
on
like
the
I pushed
record.
you.
You did not push him.
No, I did not push him.
He tripped over the curb.
And, you know, the funny part is that day when it happened, I went up to him like, you know, not in like an ironic way, and was like, hey, I heard you fell down before.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, and I had no idea because I heard he fell.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
responsible.
Okay, I just wanted to get that on the
Yeah.
record. So now
No,
you've
I did
been
not push him.
exonerated. You're good. You're good.
I'm acquitted?
I know you
Okay.
did. Yeah, you are. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, this has been great, but we got to talk about one more
Yes.
thing before we get to Jonathan Kagas. We had a launch today, and launches are my favorite thing. And it happened. I was out there yesterday. It got
Sure.
scrubbed, but it went off without a hitch today.
4, 3, 2, 1. Mission's full power and liftoff. Go NASA. Go NASA.
There it is, Crew 11 on their way to the International Space Station. Such a phenomenal sight to always see that, and that's part of the beauty of living here in Central Florida with the Space Coast. And I hope you enjoy it as much as the people who are, who have been here long before you.
Yeah.
It's-
And I
yeah.
know you very much
love it.
enjoy
I
it
love
and
it
take
so
advantage of
much.
every moment. And
Yeah.
you, as you said, you were there yesterday, and it,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
didn't
the plan
happen.
didn't go,
It's fine.
didn't happen. But you still had a good time, and you were talking to those
Oh my
young
gosh,
people
I
who came
ta-
out. Yeah.
That's what I love about it, because kids in this area, they love space, and they weren't even from here, but everybody's eyes focus on the Space Coast because that's where they launch, and we're so fortunate to live here. All right, we're going to bring in meteorologist Jonathan Kagas now. And Jonathan, I thought there was going to be another scrub because the chances kept going down. It started at 80, then 60, then 40. It was going the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably not that much further, not that much longer, and it would have been. I mean, if it was like 11:50, it probably would have been scrubbed. I have the radar pulled up to show you just how close this was, and I mean, we did have downpours in there. We had towering clouds, and certainly the violation they're looking for is that flight through cumulus rule. Because the rocket can self-inflict a lightning strike, it can become the thing to help move the particles in the cloud along and induce that lightning strike. So here is Kennedy Space Center. Here is 39A, that circle right there. You can get real deep in there and see. There's the old the runway where the shuttles used to land. So it's really cool. There's 39A right there. And I mean, you saw it. There are the dark clouds. There are the rain showers around. They have about a 10-mile radius that they can't have lightning in. Yesterday, there was lightning in it.
Yep.
I don't know if that's 10 miles or not. That is just, there we go. So there's about 10 miles. Nonetheless, they threaded the needle.
Yeah.
They often do this, but it was very, very close. Let me just take this out as I ramble on here. There's no way they would have done it right. So that's 12:20. Not a chance.
Yeah, they did it at 11:43.
There's the lightning strike. So now, I mean, if that's what 43, that's 40 minutes later.
They just
Yeah.
got it off.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just got it off, and I mean, those clouds were continuing to build and build and build, and again, the taller those clouds are, the more susceptible they are to induce lightning on the rocket, and that's no go. And they were very close today, guys. Coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk about the tropics. Of course, we have transitioned into August. August is known as the mean season. It starts the real start to hurricane season. May, I know it's kind of outside. We've had early season development before. June and July are kind of anything that forms there. It's almost like quote unquote bonus. It's once you get to August, September, October, that's the real meat of the hurricane season. We're going to take a look at just how much of the hurricane season is actually left to come. We're talking about the 2025 season, guys.
Oh, we just want to get through it and keep it the way
I
it
know.
is. Now, I don't even want to say the Q word. Let's not talk
we're not
about it.
saying
Let's
it.
not jinx
I
it.
learned early on in my
Don't
career.
say it.
I
Yeah,
don't say that.
exactly.
Don't
All
do
right,
it.
Jonathan.
I will not say it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Get some pumpkin spice, guys. Almost there. Almost there.
We'll see you at 9:30, Jonathan. Always a good time with them. All right, stay with us. News 6 at 9. We'll be right back. Somebody who was trying to go almost as fast as that rocket was going when it lifted off today. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. All right, welcome back to our final segment of News 6 tonight on this Friday, thank goodness. Mike, how fast do you drive when you come into News 6, you think?
I plead the fifth. No, I live 3 minutes away. I go less than the speed limit.
Okay, we have a new law here. It started July 1st, and it's if you're going 50 miles over the posted speed limit, it's like a directly to jail card. We want to play some video that came out of Volusia County. Let's see what this guy was doing.
Bravo 21 Central.
What's going on?
Break off this. 1096 so far.
Not much. Any reason you're doing 105 miles an hour?
I copy.
Is that really going 105 miles an hour? Come on. Are you that dumb?
I mean, I wasn't looking, I'm going to be honest with you. Motor chance, I'll try
You just don't give it how fast you're going so you don't look?
Who, me?
I wasn't looking. He was looking straight ahead. That's him zooming in front of the cop.
Yeah.
That's him, and kept speeding up. So that officer was like, "What in the world?" So he
didn't hold back, the
No,
deputy.
he
Yeah.
didn't. We can't play that sound for you. But he was arrested, and he'll be ticketed, and it's under the new super speeder
And he said,
law.
"Haven't you seen on the news all these super
Everyone
speeder
else
cases?"
has.
Yeah.
Everyone else has. Mike, it's been a pleasure to
Oh,
have
it's
you.
been great.
Thank you for being
been
here.
awesome.
All right, we'll see you back here on Monday. That's the timer. Bye.
Perfect timing.
Oh my gosh.